Qinghai International Association Relief News from Taiwan, also known as Formosa, the frigid temperatures of the winter season are extremely uncomfortable and potentially life-threatening for those living on the streets. With heartfelt concern, Supreme Master Qinghai contributed $24,000 and asked our association members in Taiwan, or Formosa, to find and aid homeless people who are not in shelters, as they are more in need. Over several weeks in December, our association's relief teams mobilized across the country. In the north, our association's relief teams in Keelung, Taipei, and Hsinchu prepared and distributed hundreds of care packages with items such as warm winter clothes, blankets, sleeping bags, hand warmers, and nourishing vegan food. Our Keelung relief team reported every recipient was very happy, excited, and moved, and kept asking us which group is it and who is the master. In Ilan, after a survey was conducted to find out their personal needs and requests, a homeless community at a park received goods including raincoats, jackets, sleeping bags, toiletries, and vegan food, plus Loving Hut meal tickets.
师父，感谢你对我们这些弱势团体的照顾，
感谢你的爱心、你的关怀，为我们这些流浪汉睡在路边的辛苦，忍受那寒冷、饥饿，祝师父身体健康，万事如意，过年将近了，特别找给师父。
Meanwhile, our Taoyuan Association members cooperated with the local Humanity Peace Charity Foundation to locate more than 100 individuals and bring them vegan food and clothing supplies.
在疫情这一段期间，其实街友跟韩士们都相当困苦。这边也深刻的替冉基金会跟韩士们跟街友们青海无上师说声谢谢。
In addition, after learning that 2 women were struggling to feed the 100 homeless dog people in their care, our Taoyuan members delivered some vegan dog people food to help them get through the winter. In central Taiwan, or Formosa, our association's relief team from Taichung distributed warm coats, socks, sleeping bags, and mats, plus vegan food and drinks to over 80 homeless people in the city's main park and railway station. Our Zhonghua, Hualien, Miaoli, and Nantou centers delivered various winter and hygiene necessities in their respective cities over multiple days, with our Miaoli team also serving hot tea and sharing copies of Master's book From Crisis to Peace. Gift packages were also offered to those in need by our association members at the Taiwanese or Formosan islands of Penghu and Kinmen, in collaboration with local government and other organizations. Meanwhile, in the south, our Kaohsiung Association members distributed 150 care packages to the homeless living in parks across 3 districts with the help of the Kaohsiung Lianshan Li Ren Association.
伫咱青海无上师的指导之下，佮关心之下，来做这个关爱给予的活动哦。所以伫这来遮特别感谢青海无上师，谢谢。
Spirits were high as our association members from Chiayi City made several visits to both Chiayi and Yunlin's public areas with supplies, making sure that the jackets fit each person's size. Recipients also appreciated the alternative living flyers and hot vegan tonic soup that was lovingly served.
多谢恁大家。
要好好照顾你家己啊！
会啦会啦会啦。
嘿，因为过来跟我们管。
嘿，那行啊。
对，
今年寒冬。
谢谢青海无上师哈，然后现在能全世界利益众生了，很感恩了。伟大的青海无上师，你是无上的无上师。
Dozens of sets of winter gear were also distributed in Pingtung and Tainan by our local centers, along with servings of tasty hot vegan food. In Taidong, our association members teamed up with the Renan Homeless Social Welfare Foundation to bring cold weather essentials and vegan dry foods to those in need. Seeing the recipients' faces brighten, our relief team members said that they felt uplifted and thanked Master for the blessed opportunity to convey her love. We are deeply grateful for Master's compassion for the vulnerable, as well as her loving reminders over the decades to do our duty and care for our less fortunate neighbors. We thank our association's Taiwanese or Formosan members for all your warm-hearted efforts, with appreciation also to the helpful governments and charities. In heaven's boundless mercy, may all beings have peace, comfort, and safety this winter season and always.
United States aids food vulnerable individuals in Iraq. The United States government has donated over $19 million to support the United Nations World Food Program, or WFP, in its valuable humanitarian assistance to 72,000 Syrian refugees and 181,000 displaced local residents in Iraq. The donation will be given through an electronic cash transfer program to help meet immediate needs of the populations to maintain food security. It will also allow the WFP to improve support for Iraqis through the digitalization of the public distribution system, which is a critical platform for the Iraqi government to quickly address citizens' food needs, as well as for individuals and families to update their personal data and situation. The United States is a recipient of 5 Shining World Leadership Awards for Compassion, 3 Shining World Leadership Awards for Good Governance, 7 Shining World Leadership Awards for Promoting Healthy Living, and Shining World Leadership Awards for Good Governance, Justice, Protection, and Environmental Protection, and a laureate of 24 Shining World Leadership Awards for Compassion, 3 Shining World Leadership Awards for Protection, 2 Shining World Leadership Awards for Loving Care, a Shining World Leadership Award for Good Governance, a Shining World Peace Leader Award, Shining World Caring Leadership Award, and Shining World Super Loving Care Leadership Award. Our tremendous gratitude, United States and United Nations World Food Program, for your timely assistance to our brothers and sisters in need. May Iraq soon see brighter tomorrows in Allah's benevolence.
Natives of Tanzanian island die after consuming turtle people meat. 7 residents from Musaka Tapuni village in Michweni district of Tanzania's Pemba Island have lost their lives after eating turtle people meat. The first casualty was a 3-year-old child who succumbed the next day after consumption, followed by 2 others that night, and then 4 more 2 days later. In addition, 38 people were admitted to the hospital for treatment. To address the tragic outbreak, local authorities swiftly banned the eating of people from the turtle kingdom. Chelonotoxism, or turtle people meat poisoning, can cause nausea, vomiting, a swollen gallbladder, coma, and sadly death. Our heartfelt condolences go to the families of the deceased, including the families of the turtle persons unfairly removed from this world. May the souls of those who lost their lives rest in peace.
Europe's largest marine reserve declared around remote Portuguese islets. His Excellency Miguel Albuquerque, the president of the autonomous region of Madeira, Portugal, recently announced that its Ilhas Selvagens, or Wild Islands, nature reserve will be expanded, thereby making it Europe's largest protected marine area. The region is in the southernmost part of Portugal and lies off the coast of Morocco in the North Atlantic Ocean. The area will cover over 12 nautical miles of ocean surrounding the islands and make up 2,667 square kilometers of rich marine habitat. All extractive activities such as fish person killing and mining are now banned in that area. His Excellency said that he hopes this example can serve as an inspiration for other decision makers to take similar measures. Way to go, Your Excellency Miguel Albuquerque and Madeira, on your loving actions to provide safety for our marine dwelling co-inhabitants. In the abundant care of the Providence, may all the oceans of the world soon be protected, as we quickly move to cherish all life.
Hue City in Âu Lạc, also known as Vietnam, sets goal of being plastic waste-free by 2030. Hue, a tourist city in central Âu Lạc or Vietnam, recently began a project to reduce plastic waste by 30% by 2024, with the aim of becoming a zero plastic waste community by 2030. funded by the World Wildlife Fund Vietnam or WWF Vietnam, and with participation from businesses and communities. The initiative will help to enhance solid waste management in the city in order to protect the rivers and ecosystems in the wetlands and coastal areas from contamination. In addition, the local people will be educated on how to avoid creating plastic pollution. We sincerely thank Hue City and the World Wildlife Fund Vietnam for this important environmental protection project. May all countries soon develop sustainable methods to bring benefits to global citizens and the earth in heavenly splendor.
Courageous officers save man from fiery crashed vehicle. Garland police officers Matt Foots and Chris Hathaway from Texas, United States, were lauded as heroes for extricating an unconscious man from a burning car that had crashed right near the police department one early morning at 3 a.m. The officers came out of the station and found that the passenger had been ejected from the vehicle, which was already on fire. However, the unconscious driver was still inside. Officers Foote and Hathaway frantically jumped into action, pulling the driver to safety with only seconds to spare. The body cam footage revealed how dreadful the situation was as the flames kept growing. Both the driver and passenger were taken to the hospital to be treated for non-life-threatening injuries. We pray they have swift recoveries. Bravo, Officers Matt Foos and Chris Hathaway, for taking urgent action without hesitation.
Iranian researchers develop new vegan plant-based meat technology. Scientists from the University of Tehran have succeeded in creating vegan plant-based meat from chickpeas, beet leaves, and kelp. To obtain the meaty texture, 3D printing was used, as well as natural colors. The end result resembles poultry, and the methods of the production will now be shared with various companies, so it can be available for retail sale. Dr. Mohammad Mousavi of the university noted, in the future, countries will face the problem of food security and protein supply, and perhaps the supply of animal protein resources is already limited. Our accolades, researchers from the University of Tehran and Dr. Mohammad Mousavi, for developing the technology to produce this vegan meat within your nation. In the grace of Allah, may the availability of plant-based substitutes in Iran spread rapidly, as your gentle citizens choose the loving vegan way.
Endangered dormouse-people in the United Kingdom to be helped to safely cross railway line. Engineers in Lancashire are planning to construct a small bridge to enable two groups of dormouse persons to safely cross a railway line and connect with each other. The 12-meter-long and 30-centimeter-wide bridge will be attached to an existing bridge and will hopefully promote the population growth of the tiny wild hazel dormouse people who live mostly in the southern parts of England and Wales. Their population has declined by approximately 50% since the year 2000, which has been attributed to loss of woodland habitat, insufficient hedge roads, and the climate crisis. Britain's Network Rail is funding the £40,000 initiative, which will be constructed by the environmental consultancy firm Animex. Thank you, Network Rail, Animex, and all involved in the efforts to protect our tiny dormouse people friends. May all species thrive in a peaceful, magnanimous vegan world in the mercy of the divine.